like I love you. Niggas, I feel like birthing new brain cells when I talk you. Niggas, I feel like having it top of mind as I track you. Niggas, I feel like having a good day. So fuck you. So fuck you.
This podcast is brought to you by Emotional Damage. Okay, what's your last thing that you said on the exercise? Go. For me, is money is a blessing. Jerry.
I think they all have the same one-word answer. Used correctly, money is helpful.
Helpful. Wade, what's your last one?
Money is a resource.
Whoa. Alicia, what was your last one?
Money is a tool that flows through me.
Ooh. Hiromi, what was your last one?
Money is challenging.
Ooh. Well, welcome everybody. I appreciate you guys calling in, zooming in. This is a brainstorming session, and today I put in my karate gi and my cowboy hat, and I want to introduce myself as Sensei Joey the Cowboy, because the topic for today is priorities and your relationship with money. In this brainstorming session, what we're going to do is we're going to go over different topics that we can tie into priorities and relationships with money. And I'll start with this. In the beginning, let's say, picture a globe. You know, I'll invite you guys to close your eyes if you want. If you don't, it's fine. But picture a globe, and this is just to get us in the mood here. And you got the outer layer, the middle earth, and then you got the core. The outer layer represents superficiality, small talk, facts, figures. The middle earth represents emotions, thoughts, actions, and the core represents the deepest layer that we can go to, which could be the seat of the soul or the seat of consciousness. If we go to the middle earth, we can find an ecosystem there. And there we can see a cloud. We can see a farm, a garden, and a house. The garden is emotions, the farm is thoughts, and the house is actions, where we process everything. Inside the house, there is a gold mine. There's also 3 layers to the gold mine. There is the opening, there is the part where we find the vein of gold, and then if we follow that vein in the deepest part, we will find the gold reserves or our treasure here. And I'd like you guys to think about this brainstorming session as a way to mine gold. And in the ancient tribes, we have like gold mining, and people have pellets. They get gold pellets and then they smelt them together. So I want you guys, for the last framework would be, we're connecting dots. Every idea we have is a dot. And as we connect dots with lines, we make shapes. We color the shapes, we make a move, creating a motion picture. And that is the goal today. We want to create a valuable motion picture that people that watch this, and even us, we can go out and say, wow, that's some value there. And that's the point of having all these perspectives here. Each and every one of you, your perspectives is valuable. No matter how dumb you think you are or how super intelligent you think you are, it's valuable because we get to see the point of view of somebody that we don't know. And to begin, I'd like to begin a speed round in the beginning. Let's do the topic for this first session is going to be list of priorities. And first, I would like you to give us a glimpse at your list of priorities. Are you clear about your list of priorities? What's on there? If you're 100% clear, like what's number 1? If you don't want to share, just give us a general idea. But let's do about 30 seconds to a minute on what's your priority right now. Do you have a clear picture, and what do you think about it generally? If you don't feel like sharing, you can just tell us what you think about it generally, about your list of priorities. Let's start with Mr. Brian Colburn.
For 10 years now, I have been helping podcasters create this empire. And I recently picked up a show we shelved and brought it back. And the lessons I've learned over the last 10 years, I am turning this one show revenue vertical so I can obtain that laptop lifestyle I've helped so many others achieve. And that's the number 1 priority right now. It's obviously a huge goal, but I'm a consummate planner being in production. I have projects built out to support that goal. The projects are all built out down to tap, and I work towards it every single day. And that's just so my wife and I sell this place and jump in a van and go see the world that we talk about.
Beautiful. That's also my priority. So we are in alignment, Brian. That laptop lifestyle, my goal is to make enough money to start out that I could just keep traveling the world, every single country, and then not have to worry about coming back here to work. You know, that's my goal. Let's go to Belinda.
So you're saying your goal, and that is my goal. But right now, my priority, and I wasn't really even admitting it to myself, my priority is myself. Because I was doing a lot for the past year of putting together the events that I just spoke about. And I had some challenges around team, and I ended up doing a lot of the back end of it, which is not who I am. I'm the creator, I'm not the manager, and I ended up being the manager, and I was in a very masculine state for a long time, and I just started taking less and less time this summer of doing the things that I was doing, and pulling back and wearing some dresses and wearing my hair down, and I realized last week, I was like, oh, I'm totally making myself a priority. Like, I was doing it secretly, but I'm taking off the summer, guys. So I have a couple of clients, and I'm still working with my groups, and I'm still posting on social media. So I'm doing probably what a lot of people would consider a job, but I'm not doing what I was doing, and I won't until after the summer.
That's beautiful. Yeah. And I align with you too, actually, because what I'm doing right now is prioritizing myself and my health and my emotions. And then I want to start building the fortune from that standpoint. So I align with you there. Let's go to Jerry.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My goal is to get all the schools in the country and the whole world for mathematics to realize that we're solving math word problems incorrectly and that we're not reaching enough kids, and that the goal of mathematics is to teach logic, and that's the heart of mathematics, is using word problems to do that. And neuroscience has discovered why we've been failing. It's because the mind has a part of the brain that's used to solve that kind of abstract thinking does not develop in the average person until their mid-20s. Well, if you got to sell it to kids in high school to make word problems solve, solutions come to heart. You've got to, I'm losing my words here. But anyway, the kids, we're trying to ask them to solve word problems using something they don't have yet because they're not 25. Neuroscience has said the reason that is, what we have to do to get around that is to provide them with one consistent solution so they can focus on learning one way to do something and having 10 different ways to look at something, which just nothing but confuse them. And I'd like to talk more about that when you get a chance.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm actually reading a book on neuroscience, one of the textbooks, and it's so interesting how Aristotle used to think that the brain used to be a cooling mechanism, you know, and now we don't believe that anymore.
As a matter of fact, Aristotle's the one that made the quote, "The mind thinks in pictures." You got to change words into a picture so you got something solid to look at.
Exactly, yes. And I'm actually working on that right now. I do a lot of memory training. So, okay, let's go to Wade.
All right, so for me, it's definitely making sure like that I'm mentally, spiritually sounded. And also like I'm prioritizing right now getting my funeral director license in California, as well as being fully licensed here in Illinois. So that's because that's kind of like how I fund my independent film and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I've been working. So those are my priorities.
Beautiful. Hiromi.
Yes, so my most priority is whether things is the connecting my future. So until the last year, my priority is have the many experience of visiting the world. So maybe the thing people said my lifestyle is this and nomad. So until the last year, every month I move to the country like Spain, to the Portuguese, the Philippines. But now, finally, I know I want to be a coach really for helping the people. So my priority is staying in one place for a long time. So I want to have the time for the thinking and getting knowledge and conversation with the people.
Beautiful, beautiful. By the way, Hiromi is Japanese, if you guys didn't notice. Okay, let's go to Anna.
Japan is a beautiful country. Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Well, my name is Ana Santos, and My priority has been since 2018 myself when I quit my corporate job because I was fed up with the way that I was treated as an employee. Every time more work, more expectancies, more deadline, less pay raises. And on top of that, dealing with the attitude of the supervisors and people that were on top of me. And until one day I said no more. And my priority then became me creating my means as an entrepreneur to develop a lifestyle that I could sustain and pay my bills and live abundantly and have control of my own time. And thank God, the business has been growing. I have control of my time. And with that said came the mission of, I agree with Jerry, making people lose the fear of dealing with numbers. And that's rooted with mathematics. And the way that you care of mathematics and numbers, that's is going to transform to your life as an adult. Because everything is about numbers. When you control numbers, the way you control your life. So that became my mission to make I always call it my slogan, make the complicated simple so people can lose the fear. Because everything is numbers. So my mission since 2018 and my priority always have been my mental health and my overall health, my status when you go and have a checkup, that's numbers. Oh, your hemoglobin is 12, this is this, so everything is numbers. So what I've been doing, and that's what I'm passionate about since 2018.
Beautiful, beautiful. You see how this is shaping up to be like a Jerry turned on the mathematical button in all of our minds, and now Anna got mathematical. So this is the beauty of a brainstorming session like this. It's everybody's perspective is influencing the rest. And by me guiding this in a certain direction, but really I'm just like exploring like the minds. My mind, you're exploring mine, I'm exploring yours, and it's just a beautiful thing. Let's go to Karina.
Yeah, no, I mean, I always love getting on these because so many ideas are just sparked at the end of the hour that's on here. But I kind of gauge my priorities in like three kind of like different pillars, right? Create, connect, contribute. Right now, because last night I actually wrote like my to-do list for today or like my priorities for today. They're all in like the connecting space, like people that I have to make phone calls to, people that like I want to go and like connect with over this weekend. So I just saw Mel on here. I'm finally back in Florida, so we're definitely gonna connect at some point. But right now, like that's kind of my priority, right? Connecting with people and really seeing how we can collaborate and contribute to one another's life. I really feel like we are in an age and era where like collaboration, right? Collaboration and partnerships is the era that we're in. There's people that are great, like I'm great at something really, really amazing. Joe, Wade, Anna, Jerry, like we all have something that we're great at. I really believe it's just about connecting with people that are in your weaknesses and you just focusing on your strengths. So I'm really just trying to find and connect with people and just letting it as far as they may and letting God lead us where he needs us.
Excellent. And last but not least, Melisha, we're talking about priorities. The topic is priorities and our relationship with money. And the first question is 30 seconds to a minute. What are your priorities? Are you clear about your priority list and the things that are important to you? And then just for context, because I just looked it up, the definition of priority is something that takes precedence over other things. It's what you choose to focus on first because it matters more to you at the moment. It's not what you like or want, but what you commit to handling before other things. Go, Melisha.
Okay, so I mean, my priority first and foremost is my family, making sure that they are okay. Money is always going to be money. I always say it's the root of all evil, but it's also something that helps the world go round. My goal and focus is, to be where I need to be with my family. It's kind of a hard question, quite honestly. I'm just doing what I need to do, getting what I need to accomplish, connecting. Everything is all about energy, and just going from there.
Nice. Okay. Where should your money really go? There's somebody once said to me, they said, where you spend your dollars determine your religion is. Where your dollars go is what you believe in. So are you putting your dollars in expensive shoes, in cars, in your projects, in your family? Your priority, where your money is going. So, and even So and there's the second part is clarity. Like some of us don't even know, and this is the reason me being humble here is the reason why I want to talk about this, because I am not fully clear about my list of priorities. I have general goals and things, but I want to be able to clear that up. So let's see. The second question, and we'll do another 30 seconds to a minute on this, is exploring your self-concept. There's a book called Psycho-Cybernetics, and in the book it talks that our mind is like a rocket and if or a missile, and if you give it a destination, it will get there. You know, our subconscious mind, you give it directions and it'll get where it needs to go. This is a part of our self-concept, like what we think about ourselves and our relationship with everything in our lives. But for today's conversation about having a priority and money, our relationship with money, there are things that influence the relationship we have with money. So what our parents used to tell us, the movies we watch, the spaces where we grew up in. So I want you guys to really explore it right now. For the second question is, how do you see yourself with money? Are you the broke friend, the hustler, the wealthy soul? Mirror check your identity. And let's determine who are you in relationship with money. I think in the Bible it says like love your neighbor. I want to start with money's my neighbor today. Let's go. Let's start with Brian again.
You know, this is a great question, and I think when you're thinking about this, it will help you plan your goals better. I think that it is okay to have that habit that may require some, in my case, they're all bad habits, but that's my reward at the end of the day. I enjoy great coffee in the morning, and I enjoy a nice cigar, but while I'm enjoying that cigar, I have my journal and I'm thinking about it. And to me, I went to work for a company that's a Japanese stereo company when I first got out of the Marine Corps. And one of the first things that I was taught is, can't measure it, don't do it. And I'm very analytical when it comes to everything that I do. For example, at the end of every week, I take a look at what my pain points are and I write them down. And as that data accumulates at the end of the year, my number one pain point, I need to learn how to outsource it, number one, or number two, find technology to help alleviate that pain. And my relationship with money is that I do my best to save every dime that I can because of my goals of hitting the road. But I allow myself to enjoy great coffee and a good cigar. And that's my reward for the hard work that I've done that. It's interesting because I work with a lot of creators. People come to me with, my podcast is going to be about this, and here's my art, and I'm going to title it this. And I stop them right there. I want to see your mission. What do you want to accomplish with this investment of time? What KPIs are we going to measure success? I tie money into that equation of, if you spend X to produce this piece of content, you need a return on that investment. And what does that look like? So I don't think I have an unhealthy relationship with money or discussing money. I think those that do need to take a hard look at themselves. And, you know, imposter syndrome plays a big role into this. I'm going to wrap up with this. If you're uncomfortable asking for a price that you've set for your services and you're always giving discounts, you have an unhealthy relationship with, number one, money, and number two, your value in the industry that you chose. And I'm upfront with my customers and clients when it comes to money. I don't feel I have an unhealthy relationship. Savings is always for, so some nights I don't smoke awesome cigar, but I'll wrap it up there.
Awesome. So on that end, there's two directions we can go. Belinda with the emotional intelligence, or Jerry, let's go to both places with the logic and mathematics. Let's go to Belinda first, and then we'll go to Jerry. You're muted.
Thank you. So I had an imbalance around money, and the imbalance sounded familiar with the woman that was speaking before. So I used to have, like, money is the root of all evil, and then, you know, money is the gateway to everything that you want. So I came up with different mantras, because it's not true that the money is the root of all evil. The people that would be doing those, whether they didn't have money, they'd be doing the same thing. You can find a rich person that is the most giving human in the world, and you can find a poor person who's the most given person in the world. Money just makes you even more of what you already are. So I came up with mantras around money. Like, for me, I love money. Money and I are best friends. We like to hang out. We like to do things together. We have fun, and we want to change the world. So that's my new money mantra.
Yes.
It comes easily and effortlessly to me.
Yes, and I have one of my best friends. His name is Alejandro. He lives in Mexico. Mexican born, Mexican born. He doesn't speak any lick of English, and he's a millionaire in U.S. dollars. But he's one of the nicest people I know. One of the most beautiful, nicest people I know. And he says to love money. So then we were talking about that on Monday Zoom. Like, why does the Bible say that the love of money is the root of all evil? And then this guy is telling me to love money, and like, I see no ounce of evil in him. So
Can I say something, Josias?
yeah, go ahead.
If you watch this back, and we all have these slips, but it's the slip of the subconscious mind. You said he has all the money in the world, but he's the nicest person in the world, and so there's a belief in there that, wow, it's amazing. He has all this money and he's still nice.
Yes, I will assign you now as the Freudian slip counter.
I'm a master at watching that. That's my jam.
Beautiful. Okay, let's go to Jerry on the logic and math.
I'm glad to hear that money is not the root of all evil, because if it was the root of all evil, that means evil rules the world. We don't want that. So anyway, back to me. I want everyone to have enough money to buy my book. It's just so everyone can learn that math is not magic. And that's the important part of life, is to find out that logic is very important. And the heart of mathematics is to teach logic. And if you want to learn logic, you have to go to the heart of mathematics, which is solving math word problems. And that's what this book does, is it teaches us that neuroscience said is true, that we cannot learn it by looking at 10 different ways when we're young, because that just confuses us. So if we want to learn about money, we need to learn about logic, and logic comes from solving word problems. You do that by having just one book to look at, and everyone has the exact same black and white way to look at it. That way everyone can talk to anyone and not get confused, and that's my goal, more than money, because the only thing I need to care about money is to have enough to make my family happy. I'm not interested in becoming the richest person in the world. That's why my book is only $15.
Nice. I love that plug. I want everybody in the world to have excess money to buy my book. Me too. God, send them money. Don't send it to me directly. Send it to them, and then have them buy my stuff. Yes, I love that. Let's go to Bolt Coffee. She's got a book as well. What do you think? What's your relationship with money? Question, and let's go there.
Money is my best friend as well. It has afforded me the wonderful life I have, which is also my goal, as all of us, I'm pretty sure, is to expand that and teach people that, you know what, you don't have to be a 9-to-5er. You can, help others with the right mindset, make their own money, and expand. I know people that have millions of dollars, and, they could have whatever they want, and they're not the happiest. And I feel, it's just a way of life. I have a good relationship with it. I'm not a penny pincher. I don't want to be able to go somewhere and say I can't afford something I don't want, I can't have. I'm not a window shopper, to say the least. And from there, I do have a book of my experience, not with money, but I have The Path to Resilience and Independence, a story of how I survived a domestic violence relationship with my ex-husband. And I had to learn how to financially free myself out of that situation. And it wasn't easy. I raised 3 kids where most can't do it with one. And I'm proud of myself. I did that. I didn't depend on any type of, what do you want to call it, subsidies, or, I had no family at the time. I got disinherited. It was a wild story, but I did it. Put 3 kids to college on my own, no child support. And here I am, alive and well, to tell my story.
Beautiful. Okay, let's go to Anna.
Okay, Joe, I want to tell you that when you say love is the root of all evil.
Money. Love of money.
The love of money.
Mm-hmm.
The root of all evil. That refers to people that idolize money, that live only to collect money, and that make money their priority in their life. That's why when Belinda said, money makes you more of what you are. So if you're greedy and you just live to collect money and collect money and collect money, you're worshiping money in a way. Well, like your guy in Mexico, with that same money and millions, he could be so charitable and help others. And that's what the game is all about. The more you give, the more you will receive. Money is a spiritual game. And my priority is actually developing a course where I teach the spiritual roots of money. I'm in the process of, packaging it and branding it so it's going to come out. Because we need to disconnect of all these things that got embedded in us since we were growing up. Like money, it's a good tool when you use it for good. With money, you could help, a shelter and feed the hungry. But you could buy a weapon and kill 20 people in a school, 20 children in a school. So we have to decide, what are we going to do when we have money? Are we going to use it for good? Are we going to invest? Are we going to help others? Are we going to create a retirement fund? Those are the things that people should concentrate instead of buying the designer purse or the designer shoes. Why do you want a $3,000 purse when you only have $10 in your wallet? I'd rather have $2,990 in my wallet and have a $10 purse, And those are the barriers that, unfortunately, social media is feeding us, that is frustrating people, because I cannot afford a $3,000 bag, and here's everybody in social media flaunting the bag that you don't even know if it's real. It could be fake, but, people take it literally as they've been feeding it through you, through commercials, through TV. Like Tony Robbins says, clarity is power. And as you mentioned, we have a GPS in our brain, but in order for it to work, we have to tell them, where do we want to go? You cannot tell the GPS, take me to I don't know, because it's not going to go anywhere. So you have to have the clarity of what is it that you want and how do you want to use it when you get it. So the GPS in your brain starts activating your systems, and it's going to attract your lifestyle, the money, the trip, anything that you want. So for me, it's like money should be spent wisely. Savings, retirement, emergency funds, investment, paying the bill. You cannot afford it, don't buy it. There's always a 30-second rule that when I go shopping, because I used to be a compulsive shopper, and now I say, do I need it? Do I really need it? And I wait 10 seconds, and that urge of buying.
Yeah. What you said there, Anna, the 30-second rule, let's try to stick to that, about 30 seconds to a minute, so that everybody can go and we can get through the discussion. So, Jerry, you're the math keeper. So let's go. Okay, let's go. What was I going to say to that? You said some good points, though. But anyways, I forgot. So let's go to Wade. Wade, what is your self-concept when it comes to money? Are you the broke friend, the hustler, the wealthy soul? Mirror check your identity.
I am the hustler. I really love Anna's answer, by the way, because it's more in line with her. But I want to piggyback on something that Brian said earlier, too. I am one of those people who believe in using money as a tool. I'm not necessarily trying to shake, people down for money, but I'll put it like this. I do believe that when you have goals, you should analyze everything that you need, and I set my prices based off that. And I did have a situation, to Brian's point, where I was doing business with one funeral home, and I was charging them a certain amount, which was discounted. And they wanted me to go lower. And ultimately, I had to make the decision not to do business with those people, because I have people that I have to pay and things of that nature. So, yes, I agree with Anna's point to where you don't want to love money so much to where you will hurt other people to get it. But at the same time, you use it as a tool. And so to me, I'm just one of them people that were like, I love people. I can try to make anything work for anybody, but if it's going to lead to me not being able to pay my people properly or things like that, then I can't do the job,
Beautiful, beautiful. Karina, you're muted.
I am muted. But I think everyone's point, was amazing, and I really believe it's funny that you brought this topic up. I was actually just having a conversation with someone about this right before I hopped on the phone. So I really feel like it's in perfect alignment. But I really believe like the process of money is about like unlearning or relearning. Because when you think about it and look at it, we all learn money from the same places. If you don't come from like a wealthy family whose habits and beliefs are instilled in us, everyone else, like, we learn from the same places, either from our parents, from our environment, or from trial and error. If everyone has any other way, there's not one. So when you don't come from a rich and wealthy type of thinking, and a lot of people think when it comes to money and like the rich and wealthy that, they guard and shield information. yeah, you know, maybe that's true, but I also think like we have so many resources here. It's also designed for us to figure out. Like if we were given all of the answers and all of the resources, I feel like we wouldn't really appreciate it. I feel like the point of money is to figure it out. The point of it is to search, because as a result of understanding it, you begin to understand yourself, and you begin to understand and really ultimately get a better relationship with God. Because God, like to what Anna said, like it is a resource. I was reading this book, it's called The Abundance Book, and I'm actually rereading it again, but it talks about an acronym for money, right? My own natural energy yield. Yield meaning like already here. And it's an energy, right? It's natural, it's a resource. Like right now, you know, like there's money inside of all of our phones. Literally. There's money in this, right? I also paid money to get this. So that alone tells me like it's not really real. And we tend to like focus and worry about these things. I really feel like, to Jerry, to your point, you know, we always emphasize in talking about, when we talk about money, we only talk about addition and subtraction. How do I add more money? How do I save more money? The conversation should really be about multiplication, right? Money is meant to be multiplied. I'm a big believer in investing. I'm a big believer in generating skill sets. And that's something I've been investing and been helping people learn how to invest going on like 5 years now. And it's a journey, but you know, we were in school learning the wrong concepts of money for 12 years. And now we have to go through and unlearn all of those concepts that probably didn't even serve us, to now learn how to actually multiply. So when it comes to like learning the skill set of investing, it is a skill set. So it takes time to actually learn, but if we can put 12 years towards learning something, I feel like we can take the same amount of time to unlearn and relearn a type of money mindset, type of money habits that can actually begin to help us multiply.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so Brian has a 9 a.m. He's in California. So Brian, just give us your reflection for the day, and then for the rest of the podcast, I'd like you guys to reflect to respect the 30-second rule. 30 to 40 seconds, because you know I'm trying to go through the outline here, and if you take off 5 minutes, then it kind of messes up the outline of the conversation. I will pick it up and everybody will get a chance, and then like this is the beauty of it. But okay, Brian, let us get a reflection for the day and the send off, and then we'll continue on.
I want to thank you for hosting this, number one. Number two, thank everybody for being here. I'm a consummate learner, and I love learning from people with diverse backgrounds in different parts of the country, world. We're such in a tight bubble, and when we expand that bubble, there's value in every single one of you, and I appreciate you sharing it here, and I hope I get an invitation back. I'd love to be here. I appreciate your time.
Absolutely, Brian. We'll be in touch after. Okay, for the next part, 30-second rule. Please respect it. I am the sensei, the Cowboy Joe, okay?
You gotta get like a buzzer.
A buzzer. Oh, yeah. Oh, I need a timer.
Timer or something.
I need a timer. Somebody please
Right,
time.
right.
If anybody volunteer, like Karina, you volunteer, you're the timer.
I'm gonna find a buzzer on my phone. Hold on.
Yeah.
What I do in my groups is I actually will put up, like, if someone sees that you put something on the screen, you got to pick at what it is. Like if Josias has rockets, that means you have 5 more seconds.
Yeah, yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we could do that. Like everybody do throw up an emoji whenever somebody goes over the time. That way, because what we want to do is it not only trains you. I've been doing Toastmasters 12 years, and it trains you to say your point quicker in a more powerful way. You don't need. So you don't like the shortest you can say your point, the more powerful your communication is. So in that sense, I'm helping you train yourself in your communication. If you didn't receive like proper training, or if that's not your cup of tea, then you don't have to drink it. Okay, let's go to the third point, which is cultivate awareness and patience. Money likes slow, steady hands, not panic. Think about panic. People panic when the stock market crashes and they sell. The strategy should be buy low, sell high. But what do people do? The opposite, because they panic. Track it, trust the timeline. Let's go to Jerry.
When it comes to panic, I've learned over the years that what you got to remember is that when you think something's going to happen right away, it usually takes about 20 years for it to happen. So don't panic, because you have plenty of time to think about it. And think of the two words I always use are respect and responsibility. Switch from panic to respect and responsibility and see what you can do in those two areas first. And instead of having to worry about something that you don't know what to do with, see what it affects and how you can give it the respect it gets, but be responsible for coming up with the right answer for everyone. And a quick throw for the last one too. I plugged my book, but when we talked about trying to give money to everybody, you can't give it to everybody. So if you want to pick out the best one, I'm going to offer my suggestion is to give it to St. Jude's, and that'll do it for me.
Beautiful. And my suggestion is go to Amazon and look up emotional damage. Like just and also, you know, Anna said she's gonna buy your book, so put a link. Go to the chat and put a link for your book right there under Anna, because
she buy it on Amazon.
Yeah,
go to Amazon and ask for the book title "Math Is Not Magic."
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's go.
If you want to, I got to throw another quick plug here.
Well, later. Let's move on. We'll talk about. Let's go here. Let's go to Anna.
Well, I have my book too, but it's in Spanish, and it's called Overcoming Your Obstacles and Strengthening Your Finances. It's about my story and tips to people get, you know, a healthier relationship with money. In 30 seconds, I can tell you that investments are cyclical. There's a cycle of winning, there's a cycle of losing, and when people panic, it's because they're applying scarcity mentality. You need to let the money grow and invest it in different funds, conservative, moderate, and aggressive, depending on your age. And with that, I'm going to let you go because I only have 30 seconds.
Beautiful, beautiful. See that's beautiful. I love it. Let's go to Hiromi. Money like slow, steady hands, not panic. How do you cultivate awareness and patience with money?
I see. I don't have the stockholder, but I think the money is one of the wealth. So I need to grow up. Another ways like getting the knowledge or health or power and my muscle, something for my future.
Yes. Okay. Wade, how do you cultivate awareness and patience with money?
My method is don't panic, pivot. And the reason why I say that, because I've been in situations where I made a lot of money. I've been in situations where things slow down. But I mean, at the end of the day, right, you know, that's where saving comes in, and realizing that just because you don't get immediate results right away, it doesn't mean that you won't get any growth. So just be patient and, you know, keep investing in what you believe that will work, and, you know, just let it manifest, because it always works.
Beautiful. Belinda, how do you manifest awareness and patience with money? You're muted.
I have a noisy dog. So manifesting patience with money, I think it's just about everything that we do, being present. It's all about being present. Whenever people are worried about what's going to happen, you're worried about what's going to happen in 20 years. So that 30-second rule that Anna was talking about, when you're sitting there and you're stressed about what's going to happen about money, you're either thinking about what happened with money in the past, or you're worried about what's going to happen in the future. So you're either depressed or you're anxious. And 99.9% of the time, if you get yourself to be present, feel your body, get grounded, there's nothing going on. And from that space, you can go into your heart. Your heart always knows the right answer. And from that space, you'll make the right decision.
Beautiful, beautiful. Mel, how do you cultivate awareness and patience with money?
I have a perfect example. I do options on the stock market. And if you ask me last year, how I would just panic, I would freak out and be like, oh my God, what do I do? Today, I was invested in, example, Google, and I saw that it shipped. And before, like I said, if you would have asked me what I would have done before, I would have panicked, cried, and be, oh my God. Long story short, I pulled out in just enough time where I benefited. I made money, and I sold right away because it depends. I'm not a risk taker, only but for some things. So I think if you manifest and, you know, make it work, it'll be in your favor.
Beautiful. Karina, how do you manifest awareness and patience with money?
So I kind of come from a belief of like what you don't challenge will never change. And I too, like I invest in futures and I actually have like a journal. So like before I do anything, before I make any decisions, I think about what I say, what I think, and like what I would do. So just to kind of like, I feel like everything is just about knowing your risk kind of just like ahead of time and being mentally prepared for whatever the outcome is, rather good or bad. you're not good with like the outcome, rather good or bad, then the risk, like, don't even take the risk.
Beautiful. Okay, let's go to point number 4. Building self-confidence with money. Stop outsourcing financial power. You can learn, you can manage. Confidence is a muscle. Reps equals results. And with this, because of the gym analogy, let's go to Wade to start this. How do you create self-confidence with money, like at the gym, with muscle equaling reps equaling results?
So for me, I'm gonna piggyback on what Karina just said. Like, one thing about me is like if you equivalent to like lifting weights and stuff, I look at it like this. Like, I am very confident in my ideas. I know that sometimes, like I said again, things don't always happen immediately. Things take time, but I've noticed in all the investments that I've made money-wise, I've always seen the results. Even though it's taken me like probably maybe a few years or a few months, I always see results. And a lot of times for me, I notice the results have never been like imminent or like in a big way. It's like it all happens so subtly, you know? So if you're thinking about things in terms of building, like I feel like, you know, just kind of take your time and, you know, you don't have to always make big investments. Just keep making small investments. So I measure everything in increments. That's all I have.
Beautiful. Measuring reps. Let's hear from the mathematical genius. Let's hear from Jerry. Jerry, counting the reps and then developing self-confidence with money. What do you get from that?
Well, one thing I think about is don't look for maximums and minimums. Look for middle ground somewhere. If you get what you're looking for and it's middle ground, you'll be happy because you can live with it. And if you fail at it, it's still middle ground. So you're okay either way. Whether you win or lose, you tried, and that's what's important. And if you can make it work, you don't have to be the richest person in the world, so don't worry about the maximum. Look for that middle ground where you can make yourself happy and make a life out of it.
Beautiful. Beautiful. From the emotional intelligence side, Belinda, you can learn, you can manage. Confidence is a muscle. So let's say it's an emotional muscle. Reps equals results. What do you get from that?
What I get from that is, why do you work out your body? You're not working out your body for what you're achieving at the gym. You're working out your body. So what is that going to give you? It's going to give you physical health. You're going to be able to do activities that you want to do. So what are you doing beforehand? How many books have you read around money? What kind of podcasts are you listening to? Are you getting rid of the belief? So searching in the subconscious mind, Tony has a great exercise to find out what is it that you're thinking about money. Spend 3 minutes and sit down and set a timer, and as fast as you can write, money is, money is, money is, money is. Don't think about it, like just as fast as you can get it out, find out what's going on in the subconscious. And once you read what you have, and if you stop writing, you're not doing the exercise right. Do it again, because we have 60 to 70,000 thoughts all day long, so there's not a time when you don't have a thought. So you just put that pen down, even if it doesn't make sense. Money is, money is, money is. And you will find out why you have imbalance around money. And then you can start working on the beliefs to change them. So it's the practice before the doing.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I actually just changed some of my affirmation protocol recently from like, I want this, to I work on this consistently, you know, and then that's a true statement, not a wishful statement. It's like, I work on this consistently. I work on my finances. I work on, and then also I changed it again. I said work on, like I'm giving the subconscious a command. So work on. So just like the little details, right? The logic, measuring. We gotta apply it to the emotions as well. Let's go to Anna. Anna, building self-confidence with money.
Oh my God, and I have 30 seconds to answer this. So
Yes, condense it.
So I will tell you everything is about mindset, like you all guys have talked about, and trust. If you don't have the resources to pay a financial advisor, then start saving $25 at a time, $50 at a time, and let it grow automatically. There's many ways out there. You could Google it, or there's even savings accounts give you 4%, 5% interest. So you start, educating yourself about money. And also you mentioned something really, really good that I like. It's about progress. Every day is a whole new start, So it's about the mentality that today's today. For me, my powerful words are I am. So I am powerful, and I am a good administrator of my money grows, and everything is in a present verb. So it's happening as we
talking about.
Beautiful. Melisha?
To me, I feel like it's about breaking generational curses. What we were back in the day and what we now have existing. I get stuck. Sorry. I had a whole thing in my head. Sorry. For me, it's just breaking generational curses. What we were once taught, example quickly, life insurance. Back then, we weren't taught to have life insurance. Today's world, you need life insurance to be able to afford. I leave it like that.
No, that's great. That's a great say. And you could have stopped there because, like, that's my job. My job is to segue. So just, I need you guys to trust me to segue, like, that I'm going to be able to guide the conversation. So from the generational curses standpoint, and here's the fifth part, is facing internal resistance. Old beliefs, shame, guilt, they block the flow. Don't fight them, face them. Love your shadow into the light. A lot of us want to distance ourselves and kill our shadow. Like the person we thought we were that was not very useful to us. Like negative beliefs and stuff like that. But there's a belief that you integrate it and you thank it, you appreciate it for getting you to where you are right now. Karina, facing internal resistance. How do you face internal resistance in your life with money?
Well, I feel like, I don't know if anyone's heard of like Kevin Trudeau. But he talks about like the 4 pillars to success, and the first one is like, who do you listen to? So I'm really like cautious and aware of like, who do I listen to? And around like money, there's just a lot of ignorance, and ignorance not in like a negative way, but ignorance is just, when you look up the word ignorance, like it just means not knowing. So there's like, I'm a big believer in like resources. So like some of the books that I personally feel like has completely changed my money mindset, because although I went to school for finance, I really graduated and felt super unequipped when I went into the real world. Which is crazy because I went into that space wanting to be equipped. But people like Robert Kiyosaki, there's a book called Unfair Advantage by Robert Kiyosaki, Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins, Psychology of Money. There's literally like an hour-and-a-half audiobook on psychology of money, Richest Man in Babylon. And when you start to really study these books, you realize and recognize that they're all built on principles. Money is actually a lot more simple than what we make it out to be once we understand the principles that it's built on.
Beautiful. And then let's go to Belinda. Belinda, from the emotional standpoint, how do you face internal resistance when it comes to money?
In the past, I used to worry about it, but I found that it didn't help me to worry. And when I remember that all the times in my life that I spent worrying, which was decades of worrying about not only money but everything else, it didn't help me. So I focus on what I can do instead of what I can't do. And that brings me instead of worry.
Okay, Hiromi, how do you handle internal resistance when it comes to money?
Yes, I'm thinking about it. There is, I'm not sure this is the old beliefs in Japan, or I think it continued to the country, currently the idea. There is 20 million yen for living the retirement life. I think it costs about $130 for the retirement life. In Japan, we have like this idea. I also have this idea still, but once I started to the digital nomad life, I really enjoy to travel a lot. Even I spend the money a lot, and I know I decrease my saving money a lot. So I think it's okay. I really enjoy to the now time for this time. Yes, I think this is important.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, who else? Let's go to, internal resistance. Let's go to Jerry. Logically, mathematically, how do you handle internal resistance when it comes to money?
Internal resistance, let's see, that means you're stuck in one little spot. Just remember that you're never stuck in one little spot. Never stop growing. No matter how old you get, remember that you're still a kid, that you got to continue to change with your life and never stay in one place. And when it comes to money, I look at it as your life is a whole bunch of buckets of things you want to spend money on. So what you got to do is decide how you want to balance that money out over those buckets. And if you find yourself putting too much in one bucket, then you're taking it out of another bucket, and that's going to affect your life in another area. So make sure you kind of keep the whole thing in mind all at the same time, and make sure all the buckets have the right amount in each one.
Yes. You know why I love people like Jerry? They bring me down to earth. And it's like, I have my friend Todd as well. He's like that, and cause I'm like you guys, I'm like Anna, like I want to imagine. I'm creative. I wanna say things in a very like creative and like a fugazi way where like I'm like whoa, like I wanna amaze myself with newness and variety and my curiosity. But then we have to go down to earth because we can think like that, but we can't act like that.
I gotta throw one more quick one in here for you because of Karina.
Yes.
She brought up ignorance, and I tell you what, I hear about artificial intelligence all the time, but we're not an intelligent society. I think you can all agree with that. So I think AI should stand for artificial ignorance. I think we'd all understand it better if we look at it from that point of view. It's more
Bombs.
descriptive of who we really are.
Dropping bombs. Karina, where's that bomb button?
I do have to get going, but no, this has definitely been really, really enlightening, and I feel like we gotta do like a part 2, part 3 to this conversation.
Absolutely,
Like,
absolutely.
it's just,
We're gonna,
just like a broad topic.
yeah, we're gonna do like Friday the same topic, so that'll be part 2. So if you want to join Friday, great.
Does that mean if you join in, you have to be abroad? Because it's a broad topic.
Yes. You have to be abroad or pretend to be abroad. You can put some makeup on and a wig.
Okay. Well, as it turns out, females are always the smartest ones, so let's listen to them. They do more than we do.
According to them, they are.
I think you could just end it on that note right there.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. Karina, last words.
Last words, create, connect, contribute. Find somewhere you can, connect, somewhere you can contribute, and something you can create. I really feel like those are just the pillars of life. And even when it comes to your finances, it's the same principles, like create, connect, contribute. And I feel like, just all of us being here today, we actually did all 3.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, well, you have a great day. Let's go to number 6. Integrate your past with gratitude. Your past money mistakes were teachers. Bless the lessons, keep the wisdom, release the shame.
Past money mistakes. I think that we're going to constantly make money mistakes because if we don't, we're not learning anything. I don't think of them as failures. Mistakes are just something that we get to learn from.
Beautiful. Wade, integrate your past with gratitude. Past money mistakes were teachers. Bless the lessons, keep the wisdom, release the shame. What do you get from that?
I'm going to piggyback up Belinda on this one. I agree. I don't think anything was a mistake. I think if anything, I look at it as always learn lessons, like where if you felt that, you invested in something that maybe went another way, I would again just go back to just doing things in increments because, life is not always... It's not always black and white. Like, I feel like everything is situational. So, to me, I just say that as long as we live, we are going to continue the era, but I would just say that I would just make small investments, I think sometimes you can invest small and still make big investments. That way it's not really a loss.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. Like, no shame on the... But I have a little bit of shame, I gotta admit. Because the shame doesn't come from making the mistakes once. It comes from making the mistakes 3 or 4 times, where now I know that this is bad and I keep doing it. That's where the little bit of shame comes from. When it comes down to that, I think a little bit of shame is warranted, in my opinion, for me. What do you think, Belinda?
Never. No, the shame isn't warranted. When we feel shame, it actually keeps you on that lower energetic vibration. So when you feel shame, you're going to go into a place where you're not going to want to do anything. So now you're feeling bad about yourself. But when you feel like, well, I'm learning something, I can't tell you how many times I'll give you an example. In the past, even if it was only a month ago, I would do business with people and not write out contracts with them. Like major things that you would think you would definitely have a contract around that. But I'm like, no, I know them. They're my friends and we're just going to do this together. Lots of money exchanged, not writing out a contract. I did it, I think, 10 times last year. And I believe that I have learned the lesson. I'll let you all know, but I believe that I've learned the lesson. But I didn't beat myself up about it because then I'm not going to learn anything from it.
Integrate, bless the lessons, keep the wisdom, release the shame. Anna.
Well, first of all, I want to answer the question number 5, and it's about being honest with yourself, where you are as a spender, know your weaknesses and your strengths and put them to use. And number 2, mindset. What do I need to invest in myself to become the person that I want to be in the future? What kind of development, transformation? Because we're in this journey to keep better. Playing the game is what makes you better at it. So play the money game without any fear.
Do not fear. 365 times in the Bible. Do not fear. I've been playing this game Cash Flow recently. It's if richdad.com. Like, here's a plug. This podcast is brought to you by Cash Flow. Go to richdad.com and go to Cash Flow and play this board game. It's a Robert Kiyosaki game, and it teaches you how to obtain financial freedom by.
With the budget, you could start with a simple budget and see where your money is going. Maybe I'm buying 2 more Starbucks, something like that.
Right,
You know?
right. But so back to this game, it really goes and it teaches you like how you're maneuvering yourself in life and how you're like it teaches you to look for opportunities, like small opportunities and big opportunities. And it's really cool. I really invite you guys to go check this out if you want to learn this. Like, it's really cool. I play it every day. I do like one game, and it sometimes takes me like under a minute, but like just to keep reinforcing that in my mind, that mindset. Okay, number 7, plant seeds for future abundance. Do something today your future will thank you for. Save, learn, serve. Every dollar you direct is a seed. What seed will you plant today to your future self for abundance? Let's go to Militia.
So I'm not going to refer to myself. I actually taught my children at a very young age, save money, apply for credit, because that's something that we were taught when we were younger. Manage bank accounts and so forth, so that you have a future to, I guess, apply that all to. I don't want to play small, that old saying, go big or go home. Teaching your children at a young age about money is super important. My son has a 845 credit score. He just turned 23 today. So, I know I did the right thing because I taught him at the age of 18, hey son, I want you to apply for a credit card, establish credit, because you're going to need that to buy a home, to buy a car. That's how I plan to make sure that they're okay for the future.
Beautiful. Okay, so now we're nearing the very end. We got 8 minutes left here. So let's do like a quick 15-20 second answer. Jerry, plant seeds for future abundance. How are you going to plant the seeds today for your future?
I always make my seeds somebody else, because I believe that if you focus on yourself, you're always looking at the wrong person. So if you look at the other people, you'll know where to put it. And that's my seed, is to plant money where you get it into somebody else and have it help them, because they're more important than you are.
There's a phrase that goes, I plant shade trees that I will not use. Planting for other people. So I wanted to piggyback off of that. Okay, let's go to Hiromi. How are you going to plant your seeds for your future abundance?
Today, maybe I will get some book in the Kindle, or I think it's not only $1, but I want to get the knowledge.
Yes, Belinda, how are you going to plant your seeds today for your future abundance?
I'm going to go on that game because I like games and I think life is a game, so.
Yes, so it's richdad.com. That's the web, richdad.com. It's super easy to write that down. Anna, how are you going to plant your seeds for your future abundance?
Well, today is the first day of the rest of your life. And you make of today what you want to become in the future. So start thinking about abundance, money, for the good of humanity.
Nice. Sasha, do you want to tell us real quick? We're about the end of the call. So if you want to say something, let us know, or in about, in the next 5 minutes, just let us know. Just pop your face in, and then we'll get you. we got the Sasha Fearless Salon, by the way. Respect out there. Shout out to Sasha Fearless Salon out there tuned in to the Josias experience. Okay, let's go. How are you gonna plant seeds for your future abundance? Who didn't I? Everybody went. Okay. Wade, how are you gonna plant your seeds for your future?
For me, I'm a piggyback off Jerry too. I think that it's all about being able to reach other people and, to me, connect with other people. Because again, for me, planting other seeds is just about letting other people know that they are seen and they are heard. And I think that when you do that for other people, it also becomes a blessing to you. So that's all I have.
That's beautiful. Okay. So now we're on the last 5 minutes, and what I want to do is, before we wrap up, I want to see if, okay, so at the end, if Belinda, if you wouldn't mind, to do a money is exercise at the end, I think that would be cool. But now what I want to do is, we have enough time, so everybody tell me in 30 seconds or 20, 30 seconds, I just want your reflection of the Zoom. Like, what is your reflection? How would you summarize the Zoom? We had the globe, remember the globe? Like exterior, Middle Earth, at the core. We got the ecosystem with the clouds, the house, the garden, and the farm. And then we had the gold mine. We were mining today, and we mined some golden nuggets. What were the golden nuggets that you got from this Zoom today? Let's start with Jerry.
Golden nuggets for me were the fact that we all think the same. I really appreciate that. It's good to see there's good people in the world and that you're focused on good and not on bad. And I got to admit that I'm your typical math person. I'm no good with words. I'm good with numbers. So I hope I got my points across. I'm sure I didn't do as well as I'd like to.
Crystal clear.
Thank you for all being good people.
Yeah, crystal clear, man. Like I said, I love people like you because there's no fluff in your speak. I love that. All right, let's go to Belinda.
So what I got from this is that the people that were all talking, it's like everybody has similar things that they're saying, but then it's also different. So you have the math, which is like, that's in the logical mind. I am more about the emotional. But when you blend all of these together, and we have a really beautiful blend of people here, then you get the answers that you're looking for. And someone that's looking about, I need to learn lessons, and they're beating themselves up, and they listen to you, that you ask that question, am I supposed to feel shame around when I make a mistake around money or anything else? And all of our stories and the things that we're sharing, we're giving other people the things that they need. We're going to touch on somebody at the right exact moment that they were looking for it, just by sharing our own stories. It's really cool having all these unique people here. And like Jerry said, we're all the same, but we're all different. And I want to say, Jerry, it's very fascinating to me that we're all similar like this. Like, you want to know, did I do a great job? The way that you speak is very clear, very precise. There is no fluff. And you're like, did I do a good job? And that's also what's interesting about humans, is that we're all at the end of it like, did I do a good job? And I love that about all of us.
Yes, I'm here wondering if I did a good job, you know? Like, it's...
Don't forget that fluff's important, though, because without fluff, we'd have no Hollywood movies.
Yes, don't forget the most important thing. Get that book. What is it?
Is it the Emotional Damage book?
No, get that. No, Jerry's book. Like, I need to... People need to get that, Jerry. Like, what is that? Math is not magic. It's not. It's just simple equations.
Yeah. And I hope people understand that, so they learn that math can help you learn logic, and that logic can really help you through life.
Yes. Hiromi, what is your takeaways? Your gold. What is the gold that you got?
Yeah, so I think the money can create my happiness. So if I can use it the right way. So I want to say to me, don't be afraid to use the money and exchange another way.
Yes. Okay, Melisha.
It's been a pleasure being in the same room with everyone. Life in itself is an experience, and I'm glad to have experienced it today. So thank you.
Beautiful.
I would end up saying that money is a tool that you could use for the good of others and help others. There's no better feeling than when you have someone or some charity or something you want to contribute, and you say, I have the money. I can give San Jude $1,000. And for me, that's not the greatest joy that somebody could have, where you could help your children, your grandchildren, you could help your parents, anybody that you want to. And money gives you that ability and satisfaction.
Yes, and I can also go on Amazon.com and get emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Oh man, okay. So I think we're good here. Sasha, you got anything to say before we finish or no? Okay, anybody else in the salon? Cool. All right. So Belinda, if you can fire us off with money is.
Sure. Everybody grab a piece of paper and pen and leave your mind behind, your logical mind behind.
Oh, that's gonna be hard for Jerry.
I hope.
All right, so you have a piece of paper and pen, and if you're at home, you can always pause this and you can go get a piece of paper and pen. It's a powerful exercise. So you're just going to start writing at the top of your paper. You don't need to write a story. When I say money is, you're going to write 1, 2, or 3 words. You don't need to write a whole story, because you want to write as quickly as possible so we can get into the subconscious mind. If you say money is green, it's fine. Money is blue, it's fine, even if it's not true. Whatever comes to your mind, just write it down. Okay? All right, ready? Money is. Money is. Money really is. Money is. Money is. Money is. People with money are. People with money are. People with money really are. Money means. Money is. Money is. Write as quickly as possible. If you're not writing, you're not getting it out. Money is. People with money are. People with money are really. Money is. Money is. Money is. Money is. People with money are. Money is. Write as quickly as possible. Money is. Scribble it down. Money is. People with money are. Money means. Money is the. Money is the. Money is the. Money is a. Money really is. Money is. Money is. Money is. Write as quickly as possible. We only have a couple seconds left, so you want to get it all out. Money is. Money really is. People with money are. Money is. Money means. Money is. Money is. All right, finish up.
Okay, what's your last thing that you said on the exercise? Go. For me, is money is a blessing. Jerry.
I think they all have the same one-word answer. If used correctly, money is helpful.
Helpful. Wade, what's your last one?
Money is a resource.
Whoa. Alicia, what was your last one?
Money is a tool that flows through me.
Ooh, Hiromi, what was your last one?
Money is challenging.
Ooh. Okay.
Can you play the last part of the game, because this is really important? I don't want people to get the wrong idea. Money is a challenge is what you're really looking for. It's beautiful, and there's going to be back and forth, but what you want to do is you want to look at your list and find the 3 things on that list that have been holding you back or creating imbalance around money. So if you have if you are a millionaire or a billionaire and everything you wrote down is like, money is brilliant, money is a tool, money is all the wonderful things in the world, money is my best friend. If that's what your list is and you're a millionaire or billionaire, you have financial freedom, fantastic. However, I'm just going to hallucinate the majority here are still looking for that. We're at the getting to the next level. So look at it and find those little things, and that's what's going to help you change your beliefs around those little things.
For me, it was the negative things that I wrote was perplexity. I wrote down stress, because I wanted to write stress relief, but then I wrote, like, I was thinking stress, but then I wanted to turn it into a positive. And then so those two. Anybody else have some negative words on their money side?
Avoid the negative.
Okay. All right. So Belinda, anything else on that?
So what you do with it is you take those beliefs, and if you don't have them and you're not in the place that you want to be financially, go back and do the exercise. It means that you are resisting the subconscious. You want to write as fast as possible. If you stopped writing, it's not true. You had more thoughts. So after that, take the 2 or 3 of the things that aren't serving you, circle them, and then ask, is it true? Is money stress? Money is just pieces of paper. And then I would also recommend, there's a book called You're a Badass, and I think it's chapter 5, amazing money chapter, talking about how you can use different affirmations around money and creating money as your best friend. So by Josias.
Yeah. I was gonna go grab it, but I don't know where I put it. But yeah, I got it. You're a Badass. Get that book. This podcast sponsored by You're a Badass by, I think, Jen Sincero. I think that's the...
Jen Sincero, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. All right, well, thank you, everybody, for being a part of this, and I'll see you in the next one.
So fucking So fucking So fucking So fucking Jiggers, I feel like doing what I don't wanna do, like I love you. Jiggers, I feel like birthing new brain cells when I talk you. Jiggers, I feel like having it top of mind as I track you. Jiggers, I feel like having a good day, so fucking